My best friend's husband was beating her. Everyone told her to stay with him. So I did something that no one else would do. I don't regret it for a second. To save her, I had to become strong. I would do it all over again to save her life. If you are hooked so far, please watch this video to the end to see the revelation. But before you continue, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Oh yeah, let's continue. Sarah Ojo and I had been best friends since we were 5 years old, inseparable. We shared everything, so of course I was her maid of honor when she married Maxwell. Maxwell seemed perfect, charming, handsome, and with the kind of old money that opened any door in Lagos. He bought them a sprawling house in Ikoyi, all white walls and glass, overlooking the lagoon. In public, at dinners in VI, he'd pull out her chair and kiss her hand, a perfect gentleman. But that beautiful house wasn't a home, it was a gilded cage designed to trap her inside. The first time I saw it, we were having lunch. A dark, ugly bruise was blooming on her wrist. She saw me looking and yanked her sleeve down with a jerk.
Sarah, what happened to your wrist? I'm just clumsy, you know me.
I tried to believe her, but the signs became impossible to ignore. Our weekly lunches were always cancelled. I fell down the stairs, she'd say, her voice hollow over the phone. One evening I called her back, worried. She spoke in a whisper, and then I heard Maxwell's booming voice in the background. Who are you talking to? The line went dead. The light in her eyes dimmed until it went out. Her big, easy laugh was replaced by a tight, nervous smile that never quite touched her eyes. I felt like I was on the shore of Elegushi Beach, watching my best friend drown in a calm sea. I begged her to see it.
Sarah, this isn't you.
We were in my car parked outside her gate. She just looked down at her hands, her shoulders slumped.
It's not that bad. He's hurting you. He just has a temper. He always apologizes after.
It was a cycle of cruelty and calculated kindness, and it was grinding her down to nothing. The worst part was the advice from everyone else. Her own mother told her over a family dinner.
Your husband gives you a good life. Your children are in the best schools in Lekki. A few slaps are a small price to pay for security. Don't throw it all away, my daughter. There are not enough men out there. Keep fasting and praying.
Everyone was conspiring to keep her locked in that cage. I brought up shelters, the police, anything, but she was terrified. He had all the money, all the power. Her self-worth was gone. Watching my friend fade into a ghost of herself, a cold, hard rage began to build in my chest. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. I got a call from a Lagos Island General Hospital. A nurse's calm voice cut through me. Your number was the last one she dialed. You should come. My blood ran cold. I broke every speed limit driving down the third mainland bridge, my heart pounding with every pothole. I found her in a sterile white room. She looked so small in that bed, broken. A fractured wrist, two cracked ribs, and a deep purple bruise blooming across her cheek. And Maxwell was there, sitting by the bed, holding her uninjured hand, playing the part of the devoted husband. I heard him tell a doctor, she's so clumsy, slipped on the wet kitchen floor, my poor girl. The sight of him, his smooth lies, made me sick to my stomach. I walked over to the bed. Sarah, I whispered. Her eyes, filled with tears, darted toward Maxwell and then back to me. Her lips formed a single silent word. I fell. Seeing her so defeated, a switch flipped inside me. The police had failed her. Her family had failed her. Hope was a lie. In that moment, I knew I would do anything to get him away from her for good. I'm not a hero, but where I grew up, you learned that the only language a bully understands is pain. I scrolled through my old phone, my hand shaking, and found a number I hadn't called in years. A man who solved problems the police couldn't. Standing in the dimly lit hospital parking garage, the air thick with the smell of gasoline and decay, I made the call. A gravelly voice answered with one word. Yeah? My own voice was flat, empty.
I need something taken care of as soon as possible. Quick, quick. His name is Maxwell. I'm texting you his photo, his routine, his favorite bar in Lekki. I want him to feel what it's like to be helpless and afraid. Take good care of him.
It'll cost you, the voice said.
Don't you trust your girl? Your money is on its way.
There was no turning back. I convinced Sarah to come to my apartment to recover. That Thursday was the longest day of my life. Every siren on the street made my heart leap into my throat. But then I'd look at Sarah, asleep on my couch, whimpering, her face etched with fear even in her dreams. The cold resolve settled back into my bones. The system had failed her, but I would not. The next morning, my phone buzzed with a news alert. Maxwell had been found in an alley behind his favorite bar. He wasn't dead, but he was broken. A broken jaw, a shattered kneecap, his face covered in bruises that mirrored the ones he'd given Sarah. The official story was a robbery gone wrong. He was too proud and maybe too scared to say anything different. That night was the catalyst. While he was lying in a hospital bed, weak and pathetic, Sarah walked into a lawyer's office in Marina and filed for divorce. The following weeks were chaos. Lawyers, hushed whispers from friends, and angry voicemails from Maxwell. I once found her staring at a text on her phone. I read it over her shoulder. You think you can just leave? You'll have nothing. I'll destroy you. Sarah just stared at the screen for a moment, then deleted it and looked at me, a flicker of her old self in her eyes.
He is not scary anymore. I am not afraid of him. I am ready to move on with my life.
Our friendship was strained. There was an unspoken truth hanging in the air between us. One afternoon, she was scrolling through a news article about the unsolved robbery.
Isn't it strange that Maxwell was attacked and beaten? Isn't it suspicious? It is strange. What do you think happened? I truly don't know. If you ask me, who will I ask?
We never spoke of it again. She needed time to heal, to find herself. Slowly, she came back to life. One night, we were watching a comedy show, and she let out a real laugh, a deep from the belly laugh that shook her whole body. I had to rush to the kitchen, pretending to get a glass of water so she wouldn't see me crying with relief. She's safe now. She owns her own boutique in Lekki. Her kids are happy. The terror in her eyes is gone, replaced by a strength I always knew was there. Our bond is stronger for what we survived. I know what I did was illegal. I answered violence with more violence. But when I look at my best friend, alive, free, and smiling, I don't feel a single moment of regret. The system that was meant to protect her failed. So I made a choice. I chose my friend. So I have to ask you, what would you have done? Let me know in the comments.